Hello, this is sbfavor Thinking, and my name is sbfavor. We have a special guest today. She is a mother of two, a wife, and she has recently won the Depford Township County Committee representative for District 14, the primary election she won. So we're just going to talk about that a little bit, and we're going to get into her background and why she decided to run. And her name is Radiah McCormick Abney. How you doing today?
Hi, SB. How are you?
I am great. I'm
I'm,
so Go ahead.
I'm so excited to be here and to be talking to you today.
Oh,
This is wonderful.
yes, and I'm happy that you are here as well because I have been looking forward to this day. And before I ask you anything, I just want to say congratulations on your win because you are a winner.
Thank you.
You are a
Thank you
winner. And you know what?
very much.
It takes courage to do what you have done, and I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Mhm.
Um, it was just something that I don't know. You say it's courage. I just think it's something that I needed to do. So,
Wow. Okay.
but I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay, let's get into that. So tell me why you needed to run for this public office. Tell me about that.
So, you know, after the death of Mr. George Floyd
Okay.
and looking out on the TV and um, doing some reading on my own so therefore I can be more knowledgeable about our history,
Yes.
I felt like I needed to not just speak, but to act. And so this really just came out of nowhere. I kind of feel like God just sent me a message. This came out of nowhere, and I just went after it. And so I figured that it would give me an opportunity to become more involved in my community. This position, I'm hoping and praying that it will allow me to make a difference. Get people out to vote.
Yes.
Just get people involved in their community, so that way we can be the change, and I can be the change that I'm so looking for.
That's awesome.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me what went through your mind when you knew you won. Tell me about that moment.
Oh, so it's the funniest thing. So it actually took quite some time. The primary election was on July 7th. And because of COVID-19, it was all mail-in ballots, so provisional ballots, and it took a few weeks literally to get the results.
Right.
And so I came home on a Saturday. My husband checked the mail, and he said, "Babe, I think this is for you about the election." I'm like, "Oh no, it can't be, right?" Okay. And so when I opened it, you should have seen me. I was jumping.
Wow. Okay.
In the kitchen, just so excited because I didn't know if I would get elected. I mean, I was. In my neighborhood and other neighborhoods within the township, going door to door, leaving information, meeting people, just letting them know what I wanted to do and how I wanted to be involved in the community and be part of the change. And so, you don't know if that really resonates with people.
Right.
So when I got the letter saying that I was duly elected, I was ecstatic.
Wow. So let me ask you this question. So when you went to bed that night and you woke up the next morning, what went through your mind? That's the other part of it, the other side of it.
I know. I said I got elected.
Wow.
I got elected. And I'm excited to hit the ground running.
Awesome.
So it was just one of those things where it was like, Radiah, this is the start of your journey. I'm going to be open to it and see where it takes me. But I am so looking forward to really just getting involved and connecting with the community.
Well, you are powerful in your own right, because just to initiate something like this, to run, like you said, you're running with it, and you are in action with it, and to make a difference. That right there is powerful in itself. So let me ask you this: do you see this position as a place of servanthood, public office being a place of servanthood? Do you see it like that?
Oh, definitely. I mean, I literally feel like
Mm-hmm.
I need to do this in order to bring change. I mean, we all have to start someplace, right?
Yes.
And you know, you want to see the world change, you want to see the nation change,
Mm-hmm.
and it has to start within ourselves. And we all have to do what we're comfortable with in order to bring about that change. For me, it's this. So I definitely see it as me, serving, my community, starting here first, serving my community,
Mm-hmm.
serving my friends and family within the community,
Yes.
people that I don't know within the community.
Mm-hmm.
So I see it as, me giving myself my time in order to bring about change, positive change, and real change. So yes, I do
Okay.
see it as one of servanthood.
Okay. So in the process of all of this, you see yourself growing as well, correct?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do.
Okay, because you said, sometimes we have to do the things that we're comfortable with, and growth is sometimes uncomfortable, right? So,
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
So
Yes.
definitely. Okay, so this podcast is primarily about inspiring others, and so what would you say to someone right now that might be struggling with some type of self-doubt? Because what you initiated was something so powerful, and then you had to think like, wow, I put it down and I ran and then I won. You know what I'm saying? So what would you say to someone that is possibly struggling with some type of self-doubt? They want to do something, but they just don't know how to get it off the ground, as you would say.
Well, so it's funny you should say that because, like you said, when to bring about change, oftentimes is uncomfortable. Most times is uncomfortable, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, for me, when I decided to do this, there was some sense of hesitation for me because I've never done this before.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know what it all entails.
Right.
Just know that I need to jump in head first and feet first.
Okay.
So I would say to anybody that, it's hesitant or doubtful of what they can do, there are many people that have found success, and prior to them finding success or bringing about change, they had to jump through some obstacles. They had to, be uncomfortable.
Mm.
And in order for you to grow as
Yes.
a person,
Mm-hmm.
right? In order
Mm-hmm.
for you to overcome that doubt that you may have about yourself, you got to just be comfortable with being uncomfortable and just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it,
Just do it. Yeah. I always say that if you think about something long enough, that's what you become, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you focus on what you want, then eventually the thing that you want, you take some action to it, it's going to come to pass. And of course, just apply some diligence, some effort each day,
Yes.
and it will come to pass. So,
Yes.
what type of change do you want to see? Because we're in the middle of a shift in the political climate, the racial climate. There's a lot going on. And what type of change do you want to see in your community? Because you're like right there in the middle of it now. I mean, everything just going a certain way. So what type of change would you like to see?
I think I want to see what everyone wants to see in regards to change. And I just want to see equality. And I want to see, we're all different, right? But I want to see people, respect each other's differences and learn from each other's differences. Be more open, right? So I like to see within my community, right? I like to see for more people getting involved, because the position that I ran for, there are other positions within my community that have vacancies. So I like to get more people involved, right? Because I think we can learn from each other, right? Differences and all. Right. And so to get more people involved, I like to see a community, one in which there's just more unity, right? I mean, it's to look out at TV and to see, different protests and see people of different races, ethnicities, religions, genders. It's just so encouraging that we can all come together. So I like to see more of that within my community. And not that we are not unified, but we can all grow and we can all do better. So
Absolutely.
That's what I'm hoping will come about.
Okay. So let me ask you this. How can people get involved in the community right where you are in Depford Township, New Jersey, South Jersey, Deptford Township, New Jersey, right there? What can people do to bring about change? What would you suggest?
I would actually have to say, first and foremost, we have the elections, in November. Everybody needs to go out and vote.
Yes.
Right? Like vote like your life depended on it, right? Yes. Go out and vote. And then, after we go out and vote, I would say go to, some of they have school board meetings, they have township meetings, start going to some of these meetings to see what's going on within your neighborhood, to see what's going on in community, right? So therefore you're just not a person just sitting by passively letting things happen, right? You can be a part of the process.
Right.
I also say get involved with the youth. There's different sports that are going on, and as a person that is, I would say maybe an elder within the community or someone that's older within the community, it's our obligation and our duty to help our youth and to show them, the way, so to speak. So get involved with sports, go out, coach. There's various ways that you can become, more involved in the community without getting into politics.
Yeah, that is so true. I used to be a mentor at McCormick Regional High School, and I was a step team coach, and I taught the girls about discipline and having a good attitude, and that was my way of giving back at that time. And it was a very humbling experience for me, because having a teenage daughter at that time, I thought that all teenagers were the same, and they're not, so, but it was a great experience. And so you're absolutely right. It can be on any level to just get involved. And the youth, they need us right now. They need good examples. They need to see Black women and Black men doing powerful things. And of course, all races need to set an example. But I specifically said Black women and Black men because guess what? Sometimes the media puts out a negative narrative about us. And so we have to throw that out there sometimes. So let me ask you this. Is this the beginning of a long-term political career for you, or do you have aspirations to do other things in the future when it comes to politics?
You know what? So the funny thing is, you should hear my family like, "Oh, Mom, you could be this next. You could be that next."
Could.
And then my family and my friends, right? So, but you know what? What I'll say is this. I'll say that I will continue to read. I'll continue to, educate myself, become more knowledgeable about what's going on within my community, what has happened in our history, what's going on in our nation today, and I will just remain open. Right, I'll take one step at a time. Right. So I'll take this position and I'll give it my all, and make the most of it, and then from there, who knows? So, but I will remain open to the process.
That's cool, and you should. So you are an ambitious person. You'll go get her all the way, or you shy away, and which one you can see yourself as?
So I would see me as a person that likes to make things happen.
Okay.
As a mom, I'm sure you could agree. As a mom, your CEO, you're head of your household.
Yes.
Even when you have a partner, they're the head and you're the other head, so you're co-heads of the household.
Yes.
But you have to get things done,
right,
and you have to make things happen. So just taking that role that I have within my home and taking it to my work.
Yes.
You got to be ambitious if you want to make things happen.
Absolutely.
For me, anyway.
Yes. So let me ask you this: what were the challenges in making a decision to run for this public office? Were there any challenges, or was it something that happened you want to share?
So I would have to say, maybe not challenges, so to speak, but just some things that I needed to consider. And I think the first thing was, like you said, with the change of being uncomfortable, I asked myself, like, can I do this? Okay. Right? Like, I think we all have self-doubt from time to time, right? Yes. And so I think, a moment for me was really just asking myself, can you do this? And then in the next breath, right. It was like, yeah, you can do this.
Right.
So I think that, and just, not really knowing all that it entails. A lot of times you have opportunities, and you can chime in. Of course, you have opportunities that present themselves in your life, and you see the opportunity, but you don't know everything that opportunity encompasses. But you go for it anyway, and you kind of learn along the way. And so that was one of the things that made me just pause for a second. But then again, if I want to see change, right, I can't just talk about it.
That's right.
I gotta act. So.
Yeah, that's beautiful, because in the process of everything, you're learning something new, you're attacking something new, and I believe that when we approach newness, I think that something new grows inside of us. I think that something that is already there, it comes out of us, so to speak. So let me ask you this.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love that.
Yeah.
I would have to agree.
Yeah, so let me ask you this. Did you, while you were trying to decide, and once you got everything moving, in that moment, did you find out something new about yourself that immediately, like something just clicked, that you saw something new about yourself? Did that happen for you personally?
You know what? I think it happened as I was learning more about us as a people.
Wow.
And as I was learning more about our country and the history of our country, I learned that, I always thought of myself as a person that likes to learn. But I think in that time, I thought to myself, you know what, Radiah, you really like to get involved. And, it's if I could do this thing called life all over again,
yes,
I think I would have, dug more into the history. And I think I would have, explored law school as an option, so that way I could be one of those people that could, bring about new laws and, some real policy changes, because I think that's what we are in desperate need of as a nation. So, this has been an enlightening experience for me, and I'm excited about my personal journey, because that's what I feel like this is. I'm excited about this personal journey, and I'm looking forward to seeing where it takes me.
So this is a different,
and how it impacts people along the way.
Awesome. So this is a different chapter in your life, basically. And along the way, you're going to learn new things. You're going to see, of course, new things, and you're going to just be filled with learning, and which is awesome. We never stop learning, right? We're always learning. No matter how old we are, we're always learning, right?
We are, no matter what.
Yes.
No matter what. And I think that helps with the change and the evolution of, your being, right? It's just always learning, whether it's learning about yourself, about people, about things, places, topics.
Yeah. That's why I want to inspire people, because some people don't see the power of being new or learning something new. Some people, unfortunately, they get into this box and they stay there. They don't change their thinking. They don't change their mindset and of world views. They stay in a box, which to me, in my opinion, I don't want to make anybody feel bad out there that's listening to us, but to me, if you don't open yourself up to learn something new daily or weekly or whatever, however you do it, it becomes a form of oppression and bondage, because the world is so huge, and so there's always something new to do, something new to learn. And when we open ourselves up, that's how we become more sociable with different people. And unfortunately, that is how we tear down barriers in races of as well.
Yes. The crazy thing is this: if learning wasn't an important process, right? For human development, then we will be as we were when we were children, right?
Absolutely.
Right. So you have to learn, and in learning you have to grow, and you have to evolve, right? You're not the same person that you were when you were 20 that you are now. I mean, it just, the essence of you is there, but you're different,
right.
And if you're open and you're evolving and you're trying to become a better person, then you're different for the better.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. That's why the goal is here on SB Favor Thinking is to inspire others to discuss solutions and not focus on the problem. When you focus on the solution, you're opening yourself up to learn something different and do something you've never done before. If you do the same thing more than once and you expect a different result, what do you think that is? That's insanity.
Say it. Yes, it is.
It's all about stretching yourself. There's a scripture in the Bible, and I always hear church folks say, God enlarge my territory. And I hear people say that, and I say, do they really know what that means? When you use that phrase, enlarge my territory, when I hear that phrase, enlarge my territory, I think about having an open mind. I think about having open views to all people. There are no boundaries. There are no limits. But people put themselves in limits. And you, Radiah, you didn't settle for no limits because you decided to do something different you've never done before. And that's how you won. You see? That's how you won. Because if you would have sat back and said, oh, well, I'm not sure, and oh, well, maybe, all those crazy thoughts that we all sometimes have. Thoughts can become like a cage. You know what I'm saying? That's why
it can paralyze you at times.
Yes.
If you let them. If you let them, it can paralyze you, right? You know what I mean? And I mean, we're all human. We all have those thoughts, right? We all have our shortcomings. We all have self-doubt.
Yes.
We all look at ourselves from time to time and say, I wish I was this. I wish I could be better this.
Right.
But it's up to you, right?
Yes,
it's up to each of us to make the changes that we want to see, right? And if you want to be a better person, it takes work. It's not easy.
Right. It's not easy, but it's possible. And it all starts with how we think. We think. And of course, if you just pay attention when you're by yourself, if you pay attention to what thoughts you agree with versus the thoughts you disagree with, that's when that's how you would know, I should say, that you're on the right track, because you agree with everything that is good, inspirational, and prosperous, and reject everything that is negative, failing, and anything that could bring you downward. I practice that constantly. I wake up in the morning with a good thought, because thoughts are also connected to emotions, and so we don't want to get all.
Actions.
Go ahead.
And actions. And actions. They're connected to actions too.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. So, but like I said, You are a winner. And that's why I wanted you right here today talking to me, because I like talking to winners. I like talking to people that inspire me, because in return I'm going to inspire them, and I'm going to inspire somebody else. And guess what? There will be no leaks. We will be filled with inspiration, right? So
Oh, that's awesome.
yes, that's what it's about. So I'm so glad you are here, and I thank you so much. I wish I could just hug you right now, but I'll give you a
I
virtual hug.
know. I'm gonna take the virtual hug. I'm telling you, this was so wonderful. It was really nice,
Great.
speaking with you and having some good conversation.
Yes. And we'll do it again
Yes,
soon. We will do
I
it
would
again
love that.
soon. If you have something to share, if you just want to inspire somebody with something that you're doing, or you're trying to get the word out on something, just, let me know and we can make it happen. So that's what it's
Thank you,
all
SB.
about. Yes, thank you again for coming. And listeners, thank you so much for giving us your ear once again. And be inspired today. Don't let nothing get you down. Stay on the up and up. Stay around good company. Keep smiling. Keep living. And don't be focusing on this crazy pandemic too much. Just keep your hope. Keep your faith, and stay inspired. If you would like to reach me, you can reach me at sbfavor@yahoo.com via email. You can also find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at sbfavor. Thank you so much for listening, and have a good day.